some delicious money.
Money, money, money.
Wait, money? Is that what it's all about?
Give some money.
Yeah.
Money.
No. Yeah.
Money.
Girls gotta eat.
Money, money, money.
Yes, that is true. But what if there was a different definition, moolah adjacent, of money? I mean, money would still be money, but there'd be a second definition for it. And what if this other definition of money was more of a ethical, moral, spiritual currency that you collect and bank within your body over the course of your whole life? Wow. Adventure! Capitalism. Money. Oh, the riches of the heart. The wealth.
Money.
The endless ROI. Ka-ching! There'll be a lot of questions today. A lot of cash talk. Spiritual cash. Or a cache of spiritual cash. See what I did there? Today, we're going to jump into the soil of my brain and dig out a seed. That sounded weird. What I mean is we're going to talk about a little thing that I wrote, which you can read here somewhere, called How to Plant, Nurture and Grow an Adventure Capitalist. Capitalism. Fun.
Capitalism nightmare.
Not quite. Throw your body upon the gears of the machine.
You are weak, capitalist dog.
Let's buy the presidency of our very lives. Searing social commentary. Ooh.
Moving on.
Folks, what does it mean to live an adventurous life? Adventure! What does it mean to invest in oneself? What are the stocks and shares that one must purchase in this investment of the self?
Bye.
What sort of spiritual technologies must one throw their seed money toward? And a bigger question, what brought me to this train of thought where I essentially weave capitalism
I'm a capitalist.
into the idea of taking risks with your life?
So many adventures.
First, let me assuage your fears. This is not about
Capitalism.
I called the thing I wrote How to Plant, Nurture and Grow an Adventure Capitalist. You already said that. I know. Don't click away yet. I'm just, bringing you back to the subject. It's a tough crowd. But the term adventure capitalist, while it may give the impression that it's going to take you down a dry financial road, is not. When I first wrote this term down, probably about 7 years ago, in a note that I made for myself as a potential headline for something I was working on, I saw it as someone who capitalises on opportunities to go on actual adventures. Adventure! In the great outdoors. To go, overlanding, hiking the Appalachian Trail, or, I don't know if I told you this, but I rode my bike across America. Just someone who seizes those moments, capitalises on adventure.
Adventure.
But recently, I was watching something, I can't remember what it was, but they were talking about Mark Cuban. Now, Mark Cuban, if you know your Mark Cubans, is quite a well-known venture capitalist.
We're brothers from New Hampshire. We're venture capitalists.
He'll see some exciting tech startup and
I'm a venture capitalist.
see the potential for it, and so he'll invest some seed money in it to help the founders realise their vision and hopefully make some actual money.
Money.
That's what the venture capitalist crosses their fingers for.
Money.
They're taking a risk with the hope that it'll pay off. You see where risk is coming into it now? It's a gamble, like life. And so I started to think of an adventure capitalist. Adventure! Not as someone who capitalises on the opportunity to take adventures, but someone who invests in themselves by taking chances and living an adventurous life.
I'm adventurous.
Like a venture capitalist, but for souls. And that's what we're going to talk about today, if I get to the point. Let's be adventurous and take a risk together.
Yes, please get to the point.
We're going to talk about the adventure capitalist seed.
Push the little daisies and make them come up.
We're going to talk about how to stick that seed in the soil of you, the soil of your life, nurture it, encourage it, watch it grow,
Make them come up.
and turn into the mighty tree of an adventure capitalist, the tree of life. The first thing you have to do is think of yourself as the aforementioned startup, a business that scales up quickly. Seriously, the older you get, the faster life seems to move.
Life moves pretty fast.
So scales up quickly and has the potential for huge exponential growth over time. Time being the length of your life. So what are some of the seeds in this investment in yourself, in the startup of you? Well, some seeds will be experiences, like actual travel, seeing the world, seeing how other people live. That's one kind of investment. Expanding your mind through presence in the world. Investing in being part of the world and community and getting different points of view on the human experience. That's something you should invest in.
Smart. Good investment.
Growth through external physical inputs, what you see, what you hear, what you feel. And then you have growth through external intellectual inputs, like the things you read, the conversations you have with people, the philosophical discussions, the back and forth of understanding. Even more investment seeds.
Invest!
Through the external, you inform the internal, which is what shapes your morals and ethics and how your spiritual being looks at the world. All those external inputs affecting your internal, which you will then project back outward. That would be the product, the thing you produce through your adventure capitalist journey. Because you've got to produce something. This is capitalism after all. Everything is influenced by those external seeds that I just mentioned. There's a bunch of others as well.
Investment stuff.
Let me just stop here and sort of cover my ass in a way. I'm just spitballing. This is not an actual thing. This is just I don't even want to call it a theory. It's just something I wrote. Not sure why I felt the need to jump in and say that. I'm not trying to say I'm some sort of philosopher, expert on anything. Although, the investment is the things that you are exposing yourself to. The adventure is the scale and the risk that you are taking as you're exposing yourself to these things. Like maybe you're investing in the risk of doing something that you're not 100% sure that you can do. Like maybe applying for a job that you don't know if you're going to get. Most jobs you don't know if you're going to get. Maybe it's something as simple as trying a food you've never tried before. That's a risk. It's adventurous. You want to be an adventurous eater, I think. You know, big and small things. I'm not talking about squirrel suiting. That is risky, but maybe that is part of your adventure capitalist journey. Daredevil, thrill seeker. You do you. I mean, if that's going to help you grow. Some cojones. Adventure! So let's say you do this. And she said, do. You treat yourself as a startup and you invest in yourself. Get a little of that sweet adventure capitalist soul seed money. Off you go. In capitalist terms, what's the ROI on that? Because it sure as shit ain't money. Although it can be. Depends what you're doing. When will I start to see a return? Capitalism, a system whereby you or your business controls the means of production, distribution, and the exchange of goods and services.
I'm a capitalist.
Not so much the pursuit of happiness, but the pursuit of profit. And hopefully via that some semblance of happiness. Money can't buy everything. It's what the market demands.
Capitalist values.
So in the business of you, the startup of you, you control the means of production, which I guess is motivation, maybe? The getting off your ass, the being curious to do things and try new things, see how it goes.
I'm investing.
So you control the means of production and the profit, which is how your soul shapes up or how your soul grows.
Just let your soul go, baby.
What sort of adventure capitalist tree it turns into.
Push the little daisies and make them come up.
The first step of growing that tree I called first sprout, which is the curiosity side of it. If you don't have that initial impulse or spark to get out and explore things,
Adventure.
then you're not going to have that seed break through the soil at any point. It's going to shrivel up and die. You've got to have that curiosity to explore everything around you, the actual physical space, the minds of others, and also to explore the potential of you, internal you, pushing yourself to evolve, to grow. And you've got to get to the business of getting the business of you off the ground. When you're working out your business plan for yourself, there's a lot of questions. What does success look like? How will you know if you're being successful? How will you know if the investment has gone wrong, taken a wrong turn? What is your ROI?
They're going to want a return on that investment.
The way I looked at it in the shameless plug thing that I wrote here, it was 3 things. It's laid out in the ROI prospectus summary that I provided. And it read like this: adventurous spirit, curious mind, and a lush and fertile life. That's your ROI of being an adventure capitalist. There might be other ancillary ROIs, but for me, they're the 3 main ones in a nutshell. Are nuts seeds? I think they're both a fruit and a seed. Fun. One of the returns I listed there was a lush and fertile life. Being a good human. That's what that's all about. Now, the actual profit from that, you may never collect on. Because I think that's how other people view you. And unless they tell you, you're never going to know what people think about you. I mean, how many times have you heard like a eulogy and thought, I wonder if the deceased person, decedent, I wonder if they knew that's how people felt about them or saw them. See, that's the profit you don't see. Is the ROI of adventure capitalism the number of people that turn up to your funeral? I mean, you can't count. You'll be ascending, maybe.
I just wanted to hear my eulogy.
I think the bigger point is that we all have the potential to become an adventure capitalist, to plant the seed of it, or seeds, in our lives. Adventure! Capitalism, to invest in ourselves, to burst forth and grow, to build equity in our lives and relationships, to partner with and invest in ourselves. There's a massive return. Growth, awareness, awakenedness, is that a real word? Soul. Achieve wealth of the heart. Massive, massive returns. All profit, no loss.
The landing. Bravo!
About 3 out of every 4 startups fail. Ignore that. Adventure. Scale. Be an adventure capitalist. Control your own machinery. Now I'm really mixing things up. Doesn't matter.
Finally, those capitalist pigs will pay for their crimes, eh?
Fun fact, in researching seed terminology so that I could get all the words correct in the thing that I wrote, I had to look up how to pronounce plumule, which I'm still not entirely sure I'm pronouncing correctly. It's plumule. I even looked it up when I was recording the podcast, and I got it wrong for this. Oh, I'm so bad at this. Plumule. And radical, which in my accent sounds exactly like radical. In my head, they sound different, but to you, they probably sound the same. Aren't accents funny? Second fun fact, there's a video game called Adventure Capitalist. It is very much more skewed toward the actual capitalism side of the name. There was also a spin-off of the game called Adventure Communist. Sup, Carl?